Assalamu alaikum. This is Brother Clifton Raheem Bradley, and what we're gonna be talking about is health and wealth. Okay, I have a guest coming on, Miss Latif, to talk about her organization to give information about how you can help yourself and possibly make make investments. But she's supposed to come at 8:30. So how has everybody been doing? You know what? How before she gets here, how has the shutdown affected your life? Your life. There are people there are individuals that are having very hard times right now. Some individuals are having very hard times. And with the SNAP benefits, I know that is an issue because this is year 2025, and you know what the thing is. I've seen the issue come up, whereas where there are actually people that are crying and about the SNAP benefits that that they receive and them not getting it. Did it affect your life? Did it hurt you? There's somebody in your life that you know that benefits from snaps. How did it affect you? How is the government shutdown affecting you as a whole? I can share this about myself. I went to go get some. I went to get some information at a certain facility that's normally open, but because of the government shutdown, that prohibited me from getting the information. And if you've been in a situation like that where is you were prohibited from getting information that was vital, that was necessary for you to sustain your standard of life. You know what? And you know what? I'm starting to believe anytime that there is a government shutdown, I'm starting to believe that what the legislators, the very people that make the laws, they should not receive one paycheck until the situation is resolved. And I just wonder if the outcome would the outcome be a whole lot different if people were in a situation like that. Your congressmen and your senators and your state representatives, if they did not receive a paycheck, would it have a catastrophic effect on their lives? But in reality, it's just not going to be that. It's not going to be that way. So that's what I was wondering. You know what are the effects in your life? The snaps affect you? Has the government shutdown affected you? It has affected a lot of people. Again, I live in the United States, and like I said, I have seen reports on it again. I reemphasize this. I have seen reports where in on the world news and the local news and global news that in the United States there are people that are lined up. There are people that are lined up to get food at churches, okay, and other non-for-profit organizations. And and again, I didn't know that the government subsidized so many people that are in between incomes and then they don't have that much social security. There's some people only getting like about $1,000, some even less than that for social security. And the government gives them, because of their income level, the government has given them money to help to subsidize their living. And it's just it's devastating. But I would admit that I did not know how devastating it was, because I'm blessed. And by me saying that I'm blessed, I'm by no means bragging. And you know what? And then you have air traffic controlmen in the United States of America. You know what? They're not getting paid, and it's a problem with it. It's a problem when military personnel are not getting paid, and often wonder. So, are they going, once this government shutdown is taken care of, are they gonna get back pay? You know what? I have a feeling, I'm going by my gut instinct. I don't think they're gonna get back pay, but I hope they get back pay, you know, and military personnel, you know what? Um, they're not getting paid. I think they did get paid one time, because what happened is, one of President Donald Trump's contributors made a contribution to pay all the military personnel. Maybe just a percentage of them, okay? But I think that it is unfair that if you serve and protect this country, being an ex-military person myself, you know what, that you do not get paid for performing your duties as being in the military. And what do you think about that? That's what I happen to think. And like I said, there's a lot going on in the United States of America, and I want to salute. You know what? Have a new mayor of New York, and at Mariani, and you know what, want to salute him and hope that he can do a great job to transform and change New York and make it into a better place to live. Not that it's a horrible place to live, but I think it's very, very interesting. It's very interesting. Say he's a socialist, and I think, where I worship at, you know what, they supported them. And the thing is that a bad idea? I don't think it's a bad idea to for big business that gets so many tax breaks to contribute towards individuals that do not have that much. Okay. And as they say Mr. Spock said on Star Trek, love Star Trek. He said the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. I can't hold my finger like his, and but I you know what, I agree with that. But I would say with these, so New York, what happened in New York can possibly change the United States of America. It could. You know what? Because I don't believe that the Democrats really have a clue of what the people want. You know, the things that the Democrats did want, you know what, the people rejected it. And well, I talk getting off into the issues with They rejected. You know what? I'm one that rejected it. I rejected what the Democrats were doing. And you know what? I think with Bernie Sanders and Congressman Omar and the mayor of New York, you know what? Change may be coming, but I do not believe that the mayor of New York, I don't believe that he's a communist. That's something I don't believe. I believe he's a New Yorker. He wants to help immigrants. He wants public, I'm talking about facilities to help people, whereas if there's a grocery store, it is run by the people in the community. And and what's it? A filling station, it is run by the people in the community. And I don't think that it's unfair for individuals that get millions of dollars of tax breaks to pay more taxes to subsidize this. But I will say this, the individuals that are receiving this, they should not be able just to lay back. It should be some type of incentive to have them uh, go to school, okay, uh, volunteer, and I would say to be entitled to these things. And you say socialism. What are you talking about, man? Social security. Okay, although you contribute to it, but you know what? They're trying to help the general masses. That's a comparison, I guess, to socialism, like Medicare and all these things. It's just a lot of things that are going on in America at this particular time. And like I said, I do have to do some more research on what socialism is. But I like I said, I do not believe that the mayor of New York, I don't believe that he is a communist. And I believe that the Democrats have lost their way. They have lost their way with the things that they were proposing during the election. You know what? And I guess you know what? I'll make this short. But like I said, do a show called The Underground Railroad. It comes on every Saturday night at 10:30 on Can TV, channel 19 in Chicago. But I will put the website link in there where you can see it worldwide on Can TV's website. But don't know what happened to the individual, but things happen. You know, it's a saying: we plan, but Allah God plans, and Allah is the best plan of all. So you know what? Peace. The government shut down. And I've been doing some videos on China because people are interested in knowing about it. I'm talking about on my channel. They're interested in knowing about it. And China is the next juggernaut out of I think it's going to be a merging power that's going to really take the United States place. And I think at some point, because the dollar bill is a fiat dollar and it is not backed by anything. I think at some point, once the BRIC nations, okay, like Russia, China, India, once they South Africa, once they get their own currency, I think it's gonna become a point once they create their own currency, the where they are not even going to accept the dollar bill anymore because we know with BRICS, that currency or money, whatever currency they choose, it will be backed by gold, and a dollar bill in the United States is not backed by anything. And oftentimes, the dollar bill can be weaponized. Whereas if you want something done, and they want something done and you don't want to do it, you know what, we can withhold it. That's like you having a child, and you know what thing is, you give your child allowance. money, okay, every week. But the thing is, if your child rebels, you can withhold it. And I think that there are a whole lot of nations that are coming to the realization we don't want the dollar bill weaponized against us anymore. We're going to create our own currency. But unlike the dollar bill, that's not backed by any resource at all, like gold, or silver, platinum. It's not backed by anything. Their their currency will be backed by gold, and I'm amazed when I look at China's growth. I look at their AI technology, and I look at their humanoids. They have robots that are far more advanced than the robots in the United States of America. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. But you know what? But they're going to put it on the market. I think the only danger that I can see about China producing robots and humanoids in the United States is that information goes back to China. And I would hope that China would not weaponize and utilize that information to their advantage and exploit it, because these programs, individuals that understand about technology, really, really understand about technology, they can use that mega data that's stored in a cloud. They can use it to their advantage. So I say that, with China, they're very close. I believe that they're leading in AI technology. Know that they're leading in humanoids, and these humanoids are going to be in people's homes. These robots are going to be in people's homes, and an individual with a devious mind, they could utilize that information to their advantage. And the Communist Party, China, I feel like they are getting ready to dethrone the United States as a superpower. You know what? It's like when Trump went to China to make a deal with President Xi. Like, he wanted the deal, but I think that they understand, the China leader understands, and Chinese people understand that, we better do a pivot. Pivot means to make a change. Well, we're not just so dependent on the United States of America. We can start increasing our advertisement and shipping our products to other nations and making better deals, and they use their money to help the Communist Party. But it is it for the good, or is it for the bad? That's something that people have to determine, and they're buying up Africa. And what's amazing to me is you got people in the United States, politicians talking about TikTok, TikTok, TikTok is collecting information. I think that it is very, very foolish that you make a statement like that, which is true, but China is buying so much land in farmland in the United States. And what's ironic about it, you don't hear any politicians saying anything, really making loud noises about it. And by buying land in the United States and some land purchased by military bases, it gives you China the ability to collect information. And if a war was to break out, don't know. They will probably have to decode, because fake messages will probably be sent out. But I think that they had the science and the technology to do that, and I think that it's very sad. I would like for the world just to get along. I would. That's what I would. That's what I would like. But some people, I guess China said China, Russia, and all these other countries said we don't have to accept this colonialism anymore. But actually, they're doing the same thing. But is it for the better or is it for the worse? You know, it's catastrophic, man. It's heavy. You know, I was just looking at the robots. I mean, I looked at Tesla and their robot. It's taking so long for it to produce it. Got a robot humanoid called Nemo that is coming out. But the danger in that is, okay, it will be able to do tasks. It will be able to do tasks in your home. But the thing is, doesn't have enough information. When it runs into a problem, you press expert mode, and there's somebody with some goggles that can see everything that's inside your home. So I don't know, man. I hope they come out with a humanoid like Data on Star Trek. And I wouldn't be surprised if they already had something like that because I think that the majority of things that we have, you know what, is old and the powers to be already have that. So, I'm gonna end this broadcast and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'm sorry about my guests not showing up, but you know what? Some things you just don't have control over. But you know what? God, you plan, but God plans. You plan, but Allah plans, and Allah is the best planner. And Allah knows what's best. I don't know what's best. So I'm going to sign off and give me some suggestions about some shows that you would like for me to produce because I love producing um, podcasts and television shows. So if you want me to create a television show for you, or a podcast, give me a call. I'll give Shaymar Media Productions a call. Okay. So I'm great. So I'm great. Leave you in the words. Assalamu alaikum.